I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the 2013 Victorian Community and Government Award is Natalie Collard.
Wow. I'd like to say, first of all, thank you to Telstra for the amazing work you do in supporting women. And I know that the workplace I've joined has been better because of it. I'm really nervous. The second and equally most important thing I'd like to say is what a tremendous honour it is and a huge surprise to be standing here. I'd like to congratulate all the finalists here tonight. It has been my absolute honour to be on this journey with you, and I've learnt so much from you, and I'm looking very, very forward to lots of conversations that will enrich my life and all of the people I'm mentoring and my colleagues, because I will be sharing you around. As the daughter of migrants, I've grown up acutely grateful for the opportunities that Australia offers and always driven to give something back in return. It's taking me on a really interesting journey: defence, foreign affairs, armed control, even the UN. And I'll never forget what I think was my dad's proudest moment. I was 20 years old, I was in the Army Reserves, I was wearing fatigues, and we were doing a weapon demonstration. And the officer was announcing Cadet Collard will be firing the Carl Gustav. For those of you that don't know, it's an 84mm rocket launcher and it goes over the shoulder. It's really heavy. It was in the Falklands to the Iraq War and it's used by special ops. So Dad was very excited. And I had to hit from 400 metres a stationary vehicle, and I did it. And Dad was smiling for a week. So the Army took me and really gave me some skills I didn't have. During the drought, I decided that I really wanted to see if there was a way that I could help Australia's farmers. So I approached the National Farmers Federation in Canberra, and incredibly they gave me a job, and that job was Manager of Rural Affairs. Now the secret is I'd never actually been on a farm at that stage, and to my knowledge I had not actually met a farmer. So I learned fairly quickly how amazing farmers are. I also learned that it doesn't matter how new your head-to-toe RM Williams is. If you drive past the farm entrance and then double back to go into the driveway, they know you're a city slicker, because it's only city slickers that do that. And the other admission I have is my first visit to a dairy farm, which was actually Daryl Hoey's dairy farm. And we had drought meetings, we were talking around the table, all the farmers from the district had come, and tea and coffee time. So I was opening the fridge, looking for the milk. And I was looking for a carton or a 2-litre container. He had kids, so maybe 4 litres. Anyway, it was a full 30 seconds before that penny dropped, and I realised actually a dairy farmer's not going to be buying packaged milk. So for me, this award celebrates the most humble, silent achievers I have had the privilege to meet: Australia's dairy farmers. They're families first, they're employers, they're environmentalists, they're veterinarians who care about their animals, they're active in their communities, and they create an amazing product which is in 90% of Aussie homes. Not just in my opinion, but in any measure that you would care to apply, they are world class. I am so proud that they have entrusted me to tell their story. I'm even prouder that they appointed me as CEO at a time when our business did not have a future. Without change, Australian Dairy Farmers, the organisation, would have been out of business in 4 years. So the challenge was there and we achieved a lot. We doubled our income, we integrated our supply chain. We moved to best practice, which I take my hat off to my board. That meant that they took up the challenge where 1 in 3 had to vote themselves off the board. We needed and we got 21 separate organisations signed up to our reform agenda, a reform agenda that most initially found profoundly threatening. And we did all of this with an organisation of 4 incredible people, and in that number is me. And in that same year, We were designated the best food story in Australia for the milk price wars. But I'm not going to stand here and sugarcoat it for you. It wasn't easy. It was a battle. It was a really hard journey for me, and I learnt a lot. And a huge part of my job was motivating others to keep the faith, to stay on the high ground, never lose sight of our values, because the day that we get petty is the day that we lose. So despite all the long talks with my walking buddies, my running buddy who's here, lots of free counselling, and I'm sorry for chewing your ears off, there was one moment for me that was a real turning point. I had just lost a very close friend to brain cancer. Our key stakeholders were in the press saying that they would never, ever sign on to our restructure. Do you remember that, Noel? And I felt, honestly, like I hadn't slept in weeks. And where was I? I was at the starting line for the very first bushwalking marathon I had ever signed up to. To be honest, I'd never felt more like giving up in my life. But that day I learned some really important things. I learned that it's okay to just put one step in front of the other. One step at a time is okay, provided that step is purposeful and in the right direction. And as strange as it seemed, enjoy the journey. On that marathon, I looked around me, and I'm here to tell you the Australian bush is absolutely and utterly inspiring. It is beautiful. It lent me perspective. And I met a lot of people along the way. I had amazing conversations, and we spoke about Tim, the friend I'd lost, about life, about stuff. I was telling some people about the Kardashians and what that meant. I even met the caller, so remember I'm not sleeping at this point, to my favourite overnight sports talkback program. So I got to put the face to the pseudonym Pride of Preston, and we shared a lot of things in common because we both barracked for Collingwood. We're all on a journey here tonight. We're at different stages, but we have the power to touch people and to make a difference. Those people that I met on that marathon, they will never know that the woman that strode through the door of our office on Monday morning was seeing the world through fresh eyes. I was committed to living with purpose for Tim, whose life had been too short, committed to working hard for the dairy farmers who deserved something so much better than what they were otherwise facing, and I wanted to deliver success for my team who would not otherwise have a job. To the people that nominated me, the anonymous person, Maria, Sarah and Tess, thank you so much for sending me on this journey. Thank you for seeing the real me, the person that has done it tough at times, but who tries to be a better person every single day. I've grown so much, and I'm so humbled and excited to continue conversations with everyone in this room. I honestly want to learn from all of you. I'd like to thank Noel Campbell and my board for backing me when the future of our company depended on it, and to our members and dairy companies for negotiating with good faith and signing up to our vision. To my team, as I've written on our whiteboard, you are all utterly amazing. I'm so grateful for your commitment, your professionalism, your skills, and your passion for what we do. We're now building something truly incredible together, and I love turning up to work alongside you every day. To my parents, thank you for believing in me and sharing with me the two most important things I know: that every single person has something special to offer. If you don't know what it is, you haven't looked hard enough, and the quality of resilience. These two things have been fundamental to any successes I have had, as has been the support of my family and friends. Thank you.